ability to shoot 300.
Well, she got halfway there last game, the first 6 strikes. Opening up. Now deep breath.
I don't care what you say. When you're a professional player and you escape like she did, it has to be a big confidence builder for you.
That's right. But you have to remember, she's also 0-4 in her last 4 championship match appearances.
A little slow with the speed, as usually happens after you win a tough game emotionally, and so Jeanne paid the price there through the nose.
She did that in Las Vegas just a couple weeks ago, Denny. She defeated Robin Romeo 233 to 175, but then she lost to Wendy McPherson 163 to 198.
She has been successful as a 2 seed, but she may have a hard time with Tish Johnson, although watching Tish's practice shots, I think she'll have her hands full.
Tish Johnson taking a little extra time there.
This pair of lanes a little tighter for her than she has seen throughout most of the week. Led this tournament by over 300 pins. Comes out, striking, and boy, some emotion with the opening shot.
Tish Johnson's game, very, very basic. Not much of a push away. 4-step approach. The ball just floats off her hand. Long slide. And this ball just flush. I don't know about not hooking much. That ball took a right turn for her. She averaged 221 on this pair of lanes.
If she gets it too far out, you'll see what I'm talking about. Like right there.
Oh, jumping up and down on the approach, trying to get the 7-pin to go.
Tish told me this was her favorite spare this week because she threw it from the inside line, the outside line. That's what I was saying. The ball will hang on you a little bit here.
She's trying to get the 7-pin out by her body weight, just trying to jump it up and down. Tish, you don't weigh enough to get that 7-pin out.
Guarantee you she had a pogo stick as a child. Ooh, that was very close. Well, she's had an opportunity to shoot it a number of times this week, but it's the great equalizer in the contemporary game. If you're going to hook the ball that much, better make sure you hit the pocket.
Jeanne Naccarato sitting on the bench, leads now by 3 pins. 14th year as a member, she has 8 national titles.
She has to feel better right now because Tish is not going to shoot 300. Of course, that doesn't rule out 268 or something of that nature. Good shot by Jeanne and a pocket 7-10. What happened to all the strikes that we saw in the last 2 games?
They've disappeared right now. It's also the pressure, too, of the title match. The ball not coming up strong enough. The head pin off the wall, getting a real bad break here as the 5-pin slides right in front of the 10-pin. The head pin sits in front of the 7.
Jeanne with back-to-back split opens in the first and the second. And that was a pretty good shot.
You mentioned this from the third, or Jeanne's record from the 3rd position. She does have 1 title that came in 1986.
What about the 2nd position?
She has 2 titles. Came 1 in 86 and 1 in 84. But remember, it's been a long time since Jeanne has won a title. It was 1988.
Right now, she's just trying to hit the pocket.
Well, her last 3-4 shots last game were not real crisp and clean. She did not throw them very well. This time, that shot was excellent.
All right, so she's bounced back, gathered herself. I think from here on out, you'll see a pretty good game. Now let's see what happens with Tish. She threw a beautiful shot on lane 28 to start the title match. Solid 7-pin, and she wanted that one to get something started. She's a player that once she gets a couple of breaks on you, gets a few strikes, she'll just hammer you at that point. 18 career titles. Won 4 times in '92. Also, Michelle Mullen with a perfect game this week, so there were 3 300 games at New Generation.
Tish leaving the 2 3-10. Last time on 27. Or I should say the 3-7. I'm looking at it from a right-handed perspective. Ooh.
That's what happens. Might have stuck or slipped a little at the line, but boy, you got to help it a little bit, because you know if it goes a little long, you're going to end up with the same kind of a problem. This is going to be survival of the fittest in this title match. Well, how about 4 out of 5? Kathy and Roy looking a bit despondent. Roy's going, come on, something good has to happen here before it's all over.
And also Tish's brothers, Rodney and Rex, and her niece Brandy are in the audience.
So she has plenty of support.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen more opens in the first 4 frames of this game than we've seen the entire championship round. Jeanne, light hit, same result, only this time the 10-pin isn't present, so she has to feel good about that.
A better shot, Denny. She really threw that one with a lot more confidence, a lot more ball speed. Cleared her hand well. Just did not get the pin action. The head pin on the wall. Boy, I'm really surprised that didn't get the 7. Jumped right over the 4-pin.
Head pin did a 360. She's never touched the 7-pin. No mistakes now, though. I'd like to open and be ahead by 8.
I'd love it.
Yeah.
And Leanne Barrett just sitting off in the wings. Gosh, she really had a nice line to the
Had a great reaction tonight, too.
Mm-hmm.
She bowled well. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
Jeanne just bowled a little better. Doesn't take much at this level.
Jeanne finishing 9th here in 1992.
All right, there's the pin action necessary for the light strike in the 5th frame. An 8-10 lead. Tish Johnson back to work on lane 28. Never takes much time.
Reaching a career goal of hers, being named the 1992 Bowler and Player of the Year.
Oh, we're seeing a wide variety of combinations out of Tish Johnson.
Tish Johnson lost this title last year to Anne Marie Duggan. 209 to 170, 206 to 171. And at this pace, she might be lower than 171 before this is all over.
Last year averaged 216 for the week. This year averaged 222, led by 378 pins, and this is as frustrating as it gets right now to have 4 opens in 5 frames. I mean, 56th in the 5th. That's a disaster.
Well, this wasn't the best end of the house for Tish. She said, past lane 29, I just couldn't hit anything. And 27 and 28 are pretty close to 29.
All right, fights back with an excellent shot on 27. Trying to stabilize the effort. Meanwhile, Jeanne Naccarato on a strike with a double here would lead by 32.
Just trying to regroup. She still has, room for 206. She just has to kind of forget the first half of the game.
That's like shooting 50 on the front side and trying to figure out how to shoot 25 on the back. If there's anybody out here that can fight through, she's one of them. She can string strikes.
She's got a great attitude, when you can get up there and kind of laugh it off right now and try to bring it back.
A double and a key one for Jeanne Naccarato, up by 32. Another strike here, and Tish Johnson may be thinking about back-to-back second-place finishes after leading this tournament 2 years in a row.
3rd time's the charm. Maybe she'll just have to come back in 94.
I'm sure she will. And Jeannie's thinking about justice at this point in time after Tish threw a pair of perfect games at her throughout the week. She's trying to pay her back big time here in the title match.
Well, these two have never rolled off for a title.
Another wall shot, another strike, and another 10 pins added to the lead for Jeanne Naccarato, ahead by 42. Really, it could be 5 in a row. 6 in a row if the 7-10 swishes out.
Light high, light high.
Lost in space right now, and unless you've been in the position that she is right now, and there are some professional players who are locked in all week on a certain condition in a certain bowling center, led by a bunch of pins, and you get to the TV show and all of a sudden they're completely different and you just don't make the adjustments. We'll take a break here. Tish Johnson struggling, down by 42 here in the title match. Trying to end nearly 5 years of frustration for Jeanne Naccarato. She leads by 43. Tish Johnson spared in the 8th. Jeanne looking for another strike. And this one is about all said and done, as it's a runaway in the title match. A 4-bagger. Strikes 5, 6, 7, and 8 for Jeanne Naccarato, who takes a look over at the scoreboard. She is coasting right now to a victory.
Just breaking her 0-4 record here in the championship match, breaking a 4-year drought in the winner's circle. Draw spell. Win here tonight. I know she's worked very hard with Pete Somoff up in Seattle. Also with her other coaches, Phil Celia in Ohio. Fred Matson up in the Northwest. She works very, very hard at her game.
Not a good shot there in the 9th frame, because she repeated an earlier performance right through the nose for Tish. Let's see if we use the old calculator. 175 is about all she could shoot if she struck out. Jeannie's going to have to show up in the 10th, but that's about it.
Oh, and let's put on a little show on top of it all.
And now she doesn't even have to show up in the 10th. Sometimes it's just your night.
And this is picture perfect to pick up the 6, 7, 10, 6, right in the 7. All right, let's put on a show for the spectators.
Tish Johnson with a solid 8-pin. Jeanne Naccarato. Oh, look at the handshake. She finally realizes this is it. I finally cracked that winner circle. The slump is over. I have seen her really bowl well, especially the one tournament that really comes to mind the most, the Queens, where she bowled just brilliantly all week long and ended up shooting a very low score in the championship round, much like the one that Tish is shooting here tonight. It just flips around on you. Dee Dee Davidson beat her by about 70 pins, and it was a devastating loss.
It was. That's a very difficult format, a difficult tournament to lead. And, she came back the next year, made the telecast
That's
as
right.
well.
And then finished third.
Finished third.
Told me she was going to keep coming back until she got it right. Maybe she will this year. Tish Johnson will pack the bags, have fond memories of leading this event, and then forget it. It's over. Sometimes, no matter what you do, no matter how hard you try, it just isn't going to work. And this lady will shake it off. I'll guarantee you that right now.
Oh, she'll shake it off. She'll be back next week. She's tied the record with 3 consecutive titles in 1990, held by Lisa Wagner. She bounces right back. She's going to start joking here any minute with the crowd.
She just loves to play to the crowd. A terrific performer and a player with fans, so many fans all over the country. Right now, they're all hurting, believe me. It'll be better the next time. That's it. End on a positive note. Tish says we'll forget this one, move on to the next one. Well, there's always a plus and a minus. Jeanne Naccarato has spent a long time without a win, and you hate to win at that expense when somebody shoots 153, but we'll wrap this one up as Jeanne just did with a strike as she captures the title here at New Generation. Championship round finals of the New Generation Classics are being brought to you by Midas, where you can get same-day brake service because your brakes can't wait. And by Sports Cream, fast pain relief and no odor. All right, Jeanne Naccarato realizes that she has won. Now she'll head out, races exit stage right to get a check and a trophy. The final score, 214 to 153, as we'll be back right after these messages.